Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Again, my name is David Means. I'm with the Front Royal Warren County Tree Stewards. We just finished planting a northern red oak, and we have moved over to learn all about how do we keep our tools in good shape uh, and about sharpening our tools. So, tools are the keys to being able for success. Really, without it, you certainly could not unlock a door without a key, and a tool is your key. We use a variety of tools for different things. If you happen to see my discussion on planting a tree, we would use this adze for loosening the soil. We would use our shovels for doing different tasks. Um, when you buy a shovel, well, we keep these shovels sharp and we keep them fairly clean. I mean, we can't do it all the time, but certainly helps to oil them and wash off the dirt when you hang them up. But when you buy a tool from the store, it's not sharp. And mainly the reason is it's a liability. If you were to go and choose a shovel off the shelf and accidentally maybe drop it on your foot, uh, it would cut your foot. Uh, so this is what you need to do. And many people don't realize it. They think, oh, it's ready to go. Let's go use it. Even people who use a shovel all the time, I've noticed, they don't realize that sharpening your shovel is a necessary task. And it all depends on how often you use it, what kind of soil you're in, um, what kind of use. Are you hitting rocks with it and dulling the edge? Are you uh, scraping things down so instead of the cut surface where you're keeping the grinding sharp on that one side, not both sides, but it's starting to wear on the back side, and you just want to make sure that you maintain that one side. Uh, how do I say that? For doing this, easiest thing is a hand grinder or electric grinder. Um, you can use a bench grinder, which is actually the best. That's how I used to always do it. But if you don't have one with you, or if you're out in the field, you can always use just a grinder on the edge on your hand drill. And that's if you have a source of power, which I'm fortunate I do. And now you have to know this tool was already in pretty good shape. I probably could shave with it, but no, I'm just kidding. The You never want it too sharp because if you do hit rocks, it will cause dimples in the cutting edge. And so I keep mine just off of center sharp. This is hard ground, I'll tell you that. Now, once we get into more of our smaller hand tools, these also need a lot of maintenance, probably after every time you're done with your head shears, your hand pruners, or your lopping shears. You just want to check the edge of the blade. And if 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 there's a dull, well, first you want to wash it, and then you want to put an edge on it. There are several ways to do this. This is a file that actually I use for chainsaws, but it fits so nice in a tool like this. And I just always in one direction, never pulling back on a file. Why? Because these file teeth are not meant for two-way filing. They're only meant for one way. So you put it down on the surface and the push is the cutting part of the file. If you were to draw this back on the piece of metal that you're trying to sharpen, it would flatten out these little ridges in here, and the file would become useless very quickly because it wouldn't be able to actually cut. So I make an arc motion, and basically I'm just buttering up the edge. Never want to go so long or have such big dents or divots in a cutting edge, because that will ruin the next time you go pruning. It will not do a very good job. This is the anvil edge. This is the cutting edge, anvil edge. This is a bypass lopper. So this is going to bypass this, and it's where it makes that point of connection. That is where your cut's going to occur around a branch. Don't use these for 2-inch branches. Don't use these for 1-inch branches if it's a really tough wood. That's what your handsaw is for. You know, these guys with these lopping shears where you can, I mean, where 3-foot, 4-foot handles, and you can put all this leverage on them and double bypass. I mean, that's just simply, it's silly. That's when we use our hand saws. There's many different styles. Do not use a bow saw for pruning trees. That is just for making firewood. This is a pruning saw. It cuts on the pull. So when you pull against the branch, that's when it cuts. If you are a carpenter and you're using a carpenter saw, which is a different saw, it's on the push where it's making the cut. I really like the pull action. It's easier. It doesn't wobble. It's very stable. And a saw like this can go through wood like butter. It's just amazing. They've changed the style of the teeth over the last, well, I hate to say now, probably 25 years. But it, yeah, that's getting back there. Okay. Anyway, here's what we used to use before blades became so basically inexpensive. But if you have a blade and you want to put an edge back on it because it's starting to dull, you want to use, this is almost like a diamond file, they call it, where it's comes to a point on both sides. It's kind of diamond in the pattern. Using this would take you probably about an hour to do all 3 sides. It's a lot of work, but it can be done, but it never comes out to the degree if you purchase a new blade. You can buy a saw like this probably for $9. It's a great little saw. One company, Cheryl Tree, it's on the web. It's a deal. The trouble is you have to buy the sheath separately, and you really should have a sheath. You don't want to hurt yourself. There are many other styles of saws. There are fold-out saws, which I'm not going to be able to show you that one today, but you can always ask me about it when you see me later. And of course, chainsaws. We're not going to get into chainsaws because tree stewards should not be using chainsaws. We are fortunate in our group here in Front Royal, Warren County, we probably have 5 certified arborists who are very competent with chainsaws, have training, and a lot of experience. If you're a homeowner and you don't know that you're supposed to have chaps on, or a helmet, or safety goggles, or ear protection, do not bring a chainsaw. Never climb a ladder with a chainsaw. I think that's something I have to say because I've seen people do it, and it is death for certain if you do it too often. Sometimes we have other types of tools that we use with wood for different varying reasons. This is a small axe. It's just for clearing if you're trail clearing, or usually this is for forest work and not for around your home. But it's easy enough to put an edge on this and maintain it. There are sharpening stones for flat surfaces. This is very good for knives and things like that. And this is one of those situations where you would put the you would sharpen both sides of a surface like this, whereas shovels is just one side. So what am I going to bring to you that you don't know? I think we're pretty close. These are the main tools to use. Always keep your tools clean. If you can just take a regular 30 weight oil, the kind you use in your lawnmower. You drain it out, use that just to keep the surface of your tool from oxidation and rusting. Or you could use a lubricant, which you spray on, and that will also prevent rust. But for just regular tools, a 30 weight oil is fine, very inexpensive. Let's see.